that answer the question at all?
It leads us down a path, definitely, and I love that. Thank you for that insight. For that moment when you did get blown up, I feel like everybody at this table has had that moment where I guess you embrace, like, you might not make it. Your own mortality is now on the line, but you can almost operate better knowing that. Like, hey, there's going to be people around you that are going to get hurt. There's people around you that are going to die. In your context, you started out as that leader for an entire platoon. How did you go forward, and where in that lineage did you, I guess, start formulating this path for yourself, or is it something you have to look back on and connect the dots?
Yeah, good question. I think that when I think about going into Fallujah, it started like the night before the morning of, or 48 hours or something before we actually crossed the line of departure. You can't think about those things. One of the things I found was I couldn't think about feelings. I couldn't think reflectively, and I'm typically a reflective person. I had to only think about the mission, and I had to think about the nuts and bolts of the mission. And if I wanted to think outside of the mission, I had to think about how to encourage Marines who might find themselves thinking. And when you're a leader, you typically have enough on your mind not to, to be able to avoid indulging speculation or feelings. But I can imagine if you're riflemen and Fire Team 3, Squad 2, you may find boredom in that moment, and you have something to think about, like, am I going to live through this? And it can get scary. So for me, what my experience of Fallujah was, I didn't feel anything, and that was scary. I felt like something very urgent had to happen all the time, and I had to attend to everything all at once, but I didn't have time to think about it or feel it. And so one way to talk about that is I trusted my training. The training's really good, and once you fall into that training, you're capable. The training equips you to be capable and to surmount insurmountable obstacles, and to realize that you have to give it all the time. But I couldn't think about it.